What if Earth suddenly stopped spinning, but the atmosphere kept moving at 1,000 miles per hour? Almost no one survives the first minute. What would happen if Earth suddenly stopped spinning while the atmosphere kept moving? The answer gets terrifying really fast. At the equator, Earth's surface normally moves at about 470 meters per second. If Earth stopped but the air didn't, that wind would slam into the ground. These winds would be supersonic, faster than 343 meters per second, enough to destroy nearly everything in their path within minutes. Those few minutes of supersonic wind would be enough to flatten cities, rip apart buildings, and turn everything into flying debris. Even strong bunkers wouldn't be safe. The real danger is the massive debris, like entire buildings, flying at supersonic speed. Even outside the supersonic zone, the winds would be stronger than any tornado, tearing buildings from their foundations. Winds near the poles would be weaker, but still strong enough to damage anything humans have built, even the northernmost cities. Even though the surface would be obliterated, many people underground, like in deep bunkers or tunnels, could survive the initial chaos. At the South Pole, people would barely feel the disaster. Since it's on Earth's axis, the surface there isn't moving at all. Soon, they'd notice something strange. The sun wouldn't move across the sky anymore. It would just hang there, frozen. At the equator, the winds would shred the oceans. The surface would vanish into a cloud of spray, mixing into the air itself. All that mixing of hot air and cold water would trigger worldwide thunderstorms, erupting over every ocean. The roaring winds would push gigantic waves around the globe, creating the largest storm surge in history. As the oceans cooled the air, a dense fog would settle across the water, covering the world in a cold, heavy blanket. With Earth no longer spinning, the sun would rise only once a year, giving us 6 months of daylight and 6 months of darkness. The atmosphere's momentum would slowly push Earth into turning again. But one full rotation would take about 3,000 years. With endless daylight on one side and endless night on the other, one hemisphere would scorch, while the opposite froze. Even though the day changes, the month wouldn't. The moon keeps orbiting like normal, completely unaffected. The moon's gravity would tug on Earth's tidal bulge, gradually speeding our rotation back up, but only a tiny bit. In the end, the moon would help nudge Earth back into spinning again, very slowly. So, thanks, Moon, sort of. If you're enjoying this journey, hit like and subscribe. Your support keeps these stories alive.